They step onto the red carpet, bathed in flashing lights and screams of adoration. Smiles wide, outfits pristine. They are gods to many, our idols, our icons. But behind that glittering surface lies something darker, something colder. Hollywood has rules. Not the kind you'll find in a contract or on a call sheet, but unspoken codes. Ancient, evolving, ruthless. Rules every rising star must follow or vanish. Some have tried to fight them. Others were broken beyond recognition. And some simply disappeared. Before we pull back the velvet curtain and reveal the hidden machinery of fame, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Because in this world of illusion, truth is rare and often erased. This is the hidden rules of Hollywood. What every star must obey or be destroyed. The unwritten laws. Hollywood doesn't just make movies, it makes myths. But myths require control, and that control begins with compliance. Rule number 1, play the role. Even off-screen stars are brands, products. Once you're cast in the public imagination, you must stay there. A comedian must always be funny. A sex symbol must always be desirable. A rebel must always be edgy. But not too edgy. Take Britney Spears, America's sweetheart turned cautionary tale. From her meteoric rise to her infamous breakdown in 2007, her life became performance art, staged, sold, and scrutinized. The media mocked her. The public devoured her pain, and the industry stayed silent. What most didn't know, she had been placed under a conservatorship, essentially stripping her of autonomy for over a decade. She couldn't make basic decisions: what to buy, who to date, what medication to take, without approval. And all while performing, touring, smiling for millions. Britney didn't break the rules. She simply stopped playing the role they assigned her, and she paid the price. Rule number 2, obey the power structure. The higher you rise, the more powerful the gatekeepers become. Agents, studios, publicists, media conglomerates. They don't just shape careers, they erase them. Kesha was a pop phenomenon, fierce, wild, electric. But behind the scenes, she was trapped in a toxic contract with producer Dr. Luke. She accused him of years of abuse, emotional, physical, sexual. But when she tried to break free, the industry closed its doors. A judge denied her request to leave the label. She was forced to continue working with her alleged abuser or risk the death of her career. For years, she vanished from the spotlight. And when she returned, her voice had changed. Not musically, spiritually. Songs like Praying weren't just art. They were survival. In Hollywood, truth can cost you everything, especially when it threatens someone more powerful. Rule number 3, silence is golden. In an industry built on image, silence is currency. Whistleblowers are rarely celebrated. Most are cast out. Dave Chappelle was at the height of his fame when he walked away. Chappelle's show was a cultural phenomenon, making Comedy Central hundreds of millions. But Dave sensed something wrong. Jokes taken out of context, pressure to push boundaries that didn't feel right. He fled to South Africa without warning. The media branded him crazy, unstable, even on drugs. Few bothered to ask why he left. Fewer still believed his answers. Years later, Chappelle returned, not as a puppet, but as a prophet. He spoke of artistic integrity, of moral lines, of an industry that doesn't just chew you up, it gaslights you while it does it. The hidden rules aren't just about behavior, they're about silence. Break it, and you risk being labeled insane. The price of fame is seductive, but it comes with chains. The cameras never turn off. The persona becomes a prison, and the audience, often complicit. Judy Garland, the beloved star of The Wizard of Oz, was given amphetamines by the studio at just 16 to keep her thin, energetic, obedient. Later, they gave her sleeping pills to bring her down. A cycle of dependence disguised as care. She died at 47. River Phoenix, a young actor with stunning talent and raw vulnerability, struggled with the pressures of stardom and the contradictions of the Hollywood machine. He died on a sidewalk outside the Viper Room, while his brother Joaquin called 911. Even today, stars live under the constant lens of surveillance. Tabloids, social media, publicists who monitor every post. The illusion of freedom masks a cage. You're allowed to be famous, but only if you remain controllable. And once you stop being profitable, you're forgotten. The ones who fought back. Not everyone obeys. And those who rebel reveal just how deep the control runs. Marlon Brando was once Hollywood royalty, but he despised the system that made him. He refused to attend the Oscars in 1973, sending Sachin Littlefeather, a Native American activist, in his place to protest the mistreatment of indigenous people in film. He was blacklisted. Studios labeled him difficult. The media mocked him, but his act cracked the illusion. It showed the world that even at the top, Hollywood doesn't tolerate dissent. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, teen idols of the 80s, tried to speak about abuse in the industry long before Me Too. Feldman has spent decades trying to expose what he calls the dark underbelly of Hollywood, where child actors are preyed upon and predators are protected. He's been laughed at, sued, threatened, but he hasn't stopped. And then there's Rose McGowan, whose role in exposing Harvey Weinstein sparked a movement. She was targeted, discredited, even stalked by private investigators hired to silence her. Fighting back in Hollywood isn't just dangerous, it's existential. For every voice that rises, a dozen vanish, silenced before we even know their names. Hollywood isn't just an industry, it's a machine powered by dreams and guarded by secrets. The rules are never written, but everyone learns them fast. Look the part, say nothing, smile wide, submit. But more and more, cracks are forming, voices rising, truth surfacing. The question isn't whether the rules exist. The question is, who still enforces them and who dares to break them? Because behind the glamour lies a chilling reality. Fame is not free. And in Hollywood, stepping out of line doesn't just risk your career, it risks your soul. Now we ask you, what do you think? Is Hollywood finally changing or just rebranding its control? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more hidden truths from the world behind the curtain. Because sometimes the stories we're told are distractions from the ones we're not allowed to hear.